Hey guys, so today's video is a little bit of a mishmash because I'm showing you footage from 2 thrifting shopping trips that I did. I just happened to swing by the thrift store, decided to stop in, so it wasn't part of like a dedicated day, but I still got some really great footage and filled a cart, if you can believe it. And so I wanted to make sure I showed you guys those videos because the finds were really good. The finds were great. And so in just a second, we're going to go watch that footage. And then we're going to come back here for a little bit of a recap. And then also I'm going to show you other stuff that I picked up that I did not film in the month of December. So it's definitely like a little bit of like a mishmash recap video, but I think there's a lot of great stuff you're going to want to see. Okay, so let's go shopping. So I am standing outside of Goodwill. I usually don't do a lot of shopping at night. Usually I go first thing in the morning. So I'm hoping I have some good luck in there this evening. So I always hit the new carts first when I get into a store. And these caught my eye because you guys know I collect hands. So I have to look these up and see what they are because they're so interesting. I guess they hold something? I'm not exactly sure what. Okay, so I looked it up and they are actually surfboard holders. So I think I'm gonna get them. They're just really neat. You guys know me in a wood box and organizer, and I love the brass handles on this. It seems like it's in pretty good shape. It is 20 bucks. Okay, that's a little more than I'd like to spend, but I do sell a lot of these. So I'm gonna think about this and I think I'm gonna go get a cart. So here are some great wood utensils for $1 as a set, which is amazing. So even if I don't use them, I think I'll use them for styling. Well, I can't believe it. I actually have a cart at Goodwill. That is amazing. So this thing right here is actually a book organizer, and this piece slides and it will keep your books upright. So I actually sold one of these when I got it the last time. So I've always been on the lookout for more of them. And so let's see, how much is this guy? $6.99. Okay, I think I might get it. I just pulled out a second one. Do I need 2 of these? I never find them, and here I have 2, so maybe I'm getting 2 today. Man, the wood aisle is totally delivering tonight. So I just grabbed this cutie pie off the shelf. It's $2.99, and you guys know bird stuff sells. I'll have to put a hook on the back, but that's not a huge deal. So it's going in the cart. So I think someone framed their dish towels. I think that's what they did here. That is such a funny idea. I never would have thought to do that. So I like this candle holder. I don't think it's particularly old. It says Urban underneath, so maybe it's Urban Outfitters. It's $3.99. It has a little bit of wear, so I'll probably pass on it. But this type of style and sculptural shape is super in right now. This is a very strange piece of pottery, but I kind of like it. If it was not $7.99, I might consider getting it because it's very interesting. But yeah, it looks like a piece of lava. My son would love it. This piece is nicely done. It is $6.99. I struggle to pick up pottery right now because I have a few pieces in my booth that are just not selling, so I'll probably pass on this. A very cute seashell basket. I don't know if this would have had some sort of hinge at the bottom there and would have been like a closed clam shell, because that's kind of typical with these. Or is it just this? It's only $1.99. These iridescent glasses are so beautiful. Oh my goodness, $1.99. I don't know if they're old or not, but I love the colors. So pretty. If they're in good... Oh, well, that one has a chip. All right, well, maybe look at the other one. Also, loving these mugs because they're pink with the roses. So I have to look up these and these to see if I can find a maker on them. So these are from France. I just looked it up, and they're only $1 each. I think I'm gonna get maybe all of them. So I'm getting a little fatigued by Christmas stuff right now. And this candle, though, is kind of tempting. It is $6.99. It's definitely vintage. But I feel like $6.99 is high for this, although it is really good. So I don't know. Like I said, I'm kind of getting tired of Christmas, so I may not be able to buy it because of that. So I hate the wreath, but I do love the pig in the center. It is so cute. It is ridiculously cute. It's $3.99. I feel like I should pop the pig out and just have it be the pig and hang it on the wall with a ribbon. I feel like that's way cuter. So the pig is very much stuck in there, so I don't think I'd be able to get it out easily. So this is super sweet. It's $2.99. And I just absolutely adore it. Now it does have some chips and damage, although it kind of makes it look a little bit more like old world. So I don't know, you guys know me and something that looks religious, so I may have to get it. This is a beautiful mid-century bowl, and it has the lovely gold detail there. It is, let's see, $6.99. That's actually a surprisingly good price. I'm gonna have to look up and see if it's worth anything and whether or not it came with something. I feel like it could have come with like matching bowls. So I was on my way up to the register and I spotted this very cute lantern. It's copper and it's $4.99. It seems like it's old. It's giving me like vintage vibes. And I think it's in decent shape. You know, these types of things get really beat up and they can be dented in, but this one seems to be pretty good. I may have to get this. I also want this candle, but it is $7.99. Man, the candles are so expensive here, but I definitely love the curve of this. It's so fun. It's like, I feel like the Grinch stole Christmas. So it's the next day, so I thought I would stop at Value Village on my way doing some errands. So here's one of those Florentine jewelry boxes. Now, I think this is the type that actually was not made in Italy, that it's just made in that style. It is $6.99, which is a good price, but I think I may pass on it. It has a little bit of repair work I'd have to do. This little hedgehog thing is hysterical. It's $5.99. It weighs a lot. Those eyeballs look like blueberries. It's so cute. I grew up seeing this picture in my grandma's home, and of course now I see it everywhere. It was very popular back then when she was decorating, and yeah, I've always like had a soft spot for it because I remember it so much from my childhood. I got so excited thinking this is one of those brass wire baskets, but it's not. It is plastic. So I think this is one of those little brass stands that holds like a place card, which is awesome. So it's $2.99, so I'm definitely getting this. You guys know I love hands and collect them, and this is the first time I've ever seen a hand in the wild. It's $2.99. It's a little bit different than the type that I collect. I usually do like the ceramic or just the plain wood, but I can't leave this behind. Love these moments at the thrift store where someone tried to sell it for 50 cents at their garage sale, and then they priced it at $6.50. I feel like that's totally fine, but you could at least remove the sticker from it before you put it on the floor. I've not found baskets I've wanted to buy at a thrift store in ages. And actually they priced them pretty decent. Usually they can be a lot more. This is like a great thing for a booth to corral like small objects. I think I'm gonna get this guy. I don't know if I need this one. I do love that tortoiseshell bamboo. This one has some, like it looks like maybe pen marks inside, so I'll probably pass on it. Although I've always really love this style. So this one is actually handmade. I wasn't sure because the style is so popular right now and you can find it in big box stores, but I love like that crazing, is that what it's called? So yeah, I don't know, for $7.49, oh, I have a few white vases in my booth that aren't selling, so I'll probably pass on it, but I do love this shape. Oh my gosh, you guys, I can't believe it. So this is what I mean when I thought it was something that was newer, because this is handmade and this one is done in that style, and this is totally a manufactured piece. But you can tell if you look at the difference between, this is just so much nicer than this one. Huh, so wild. Very rarely does it happen that I have like two things to compare against. So you guys know I'm in my fish era, and this fish bank is, it is a statement, and I am so tempted to bring it home because of those fishy lips are so funny. A very pretty handmade mug. I love the way the clay is. I don't think that's glaze. I think that's actually the clay itself. So it is $2.49. I think I'm gonna get it. So I'm loving the hand-painted detail on this cupboard or cabinet. I know this is probably one of those pieces that were at like World Market or something, or Home Goods, but I do love a painted detail right now. It is $30 as is, definitely not picking it up. You guys know I do not need furniture, but it's pretty. Now this is a chair. Look at this. Wow, it is $30. Has a lot of very cool details on it. Someone who loves that whole like English countryside aesthetic will love this. If that guy was actually painted, oh, the reflection's terrible, I would definitely get it because it's such a vibe, but I think it's like a piece of paper that's been adhered to the board. Do we like this? It is 1964. It's kind of sweet, I guess. I don't know. Probably pass on it. It's one of those pieces where you're like, do I like it because it's a thrift store next to this, or is it actually good? This is a very good wood frame. I mean, the picture inside is, yeah, you would have to take that out. But $79 for a really good solid wood frame is not bad. So this is very interesting. The velvet on the back, it's $1.99. You guys know me and religious stuff, so I'm definitely gonna get this. You guys, this never happens to me that I'm at the thrift store and everything I'm buying is under like $3. That's crazy. Okay, you guys, we are back in my studio space. I can't believe I had such good luck at Goodwill that I filled a cart. I haven't done that in ages, as you guys know. And so it was a really nice way to kind of end the year and end like the December month. So super excited about the pieces that I got. So I'm gonna just recap a couple. One being this, I did end up buying it. It was $20. As you guys may remember from the footage, I can't believe I spent $20 on this, but if I would have seen this at an antique mall, I would have picked it up for $20. So anytime I see something that's like overpriced in terms of like Goodwill pricing, like $20 for this, like, you know, on another day, it probably would have been $7.99. It just happened to be that day that it was $20. But it's in really, really good shape, and it has little brass hardware, and then it has a stamping on the bottom. The only flaw is this corner at one point was repaired, but oh my, there they all go. Anyways, I promise it's still in good shape as I tell you about a repair and then they all fly out. Anyways, this is in the back, so it's not a big deal in my opinion because it's largely in amazing shape, and sometimes the rustic nature of these is what people like. Maybe I just add a little more rustic flair in the drawers. Anyways, this will be available on Etsy. And I also want to talk a little bit about these glasses. I actually bought them because they were $1 each. And let me tell you, Goodwill very rarely prices glasses for $1 each. It's very few and far between. So anytime they do, I pick them up because stuff like this is always worth more than that. And a whole set that I got, it's crazy. And they are made in France, which is awesome because when you peel back the sticker, you can see right here, well, I don't know if you can see, but in here, that's what it says France. So I should have known that they were made in France just because I have another set of glassware that has this exact pink tone. So I'm starting to realize that that's like a French glassware specific tone. So these are also gonna be for sale. I'll probably put them on Etsy, and if they don't sell, I'll put them eventually in my booth space. The pink on this is so good, and the fact that it's roses is wonderful, and I still can't believe I got a full set. So did I buy these weird hands? Yes, I did. They were $12.99, so they were $13. And what am I gonna do with them? Not a clue. Not a clue, but I feel like I could probably repurpose them in my home. I just love that they are wooden hands. I have a lot of wooden hands, and I have another hand that I'm gonna show you as well. So I think I'm gonna pull out all my hands in this video and just show you all of them because I know I promised to show you a lot of my collections and totally did not do that. So sorry about that, but I am going to now put on the screen all the hands that I own as part of my collection. Some of them are I decorate with them. They're in spaces. Others are just like on a shelf, and then I bring them out when I'm styling. I want like a touch of whimsy. So anyways, I'm gonna show you all the hands. You're seeing them right now on the screen. But yeah, I just, you know, couldn't turn them down because they're just so cool and carved. So yeah, TBD on what I'm gonna do with these. So you guys know I love religious stuff. So when I found this, I was like absolutely thrilled because it is very intricately done and just a really neat piece. And then it's velvety on the back. Where this came from, how old it is, I'm not sure, but it didn't matter because it was $1.99 and absolutely in my wheelhouse. So I don't know if I'm gonna keep this or not, but I know some of you guys might want it because it is a really unique piece. So I needed to do a little bit more research on this to see maybe where it came from and see if it was something that would have been sold, you know, at like a world market or a Pier 1 versus something that was sourced in like Europe, you know, at the Vatican or something, I don't know. So anyways, I gotta do a little bit more research on this, but I was really excited to find this. So I also picked up both of these, and the last one I found sold very quickly and for a good price just because they're just so handy. My very favorite application or use for these is like on a countertop in a kitchen. So we all have cookbooks we'd like to display, and it can be a bit challenging to display them on a counter if you don't have a natural ending point like you do with a bookcase. I mean, sure, you can use bookends, Or you can use something like this where you can put your books in and you can put something decorative here. Or of course, if you have enough cookbooks and you like to cook, you can fill this up. So that's one of my favorite uses for this, is for cookbooks in a kitchen, on a kitchen counter. It's just a really cool piece. Otherwise, of course, on any sort of surface, dresser in a nursery, I mean, these are great for that too. So yeah, I love these. They are so handy. I didn't even know they existed until I found the first one. Now I absolutely love them. Okay, so now onto some stuff you guys did not see in footage. So I just got this sake set, which I thought was beautiful. And so of course all the pieces were sold basically separately. But this spouted bowl was part of the set, and then I have actually 5 of these cups, and they have the signature on the bottom. So they're stoneware and very, very textural, which is unique to these glasses, or cups I should say. And then they all have very similar patterns, but they're definitely handmade. I thought this set was beautiful. I don't usually pick up sake sets at all. I just am not confident in knowing what I should be picking up. But Blaine, who is the owner of Tiny Brambles, where I have one of my booth spaces, he actually makes cups himself. He is a potter, and so he makes and sells them, and then he also picks them up. And so I was like, ooh, maybe I should just try out, because I know there's like an audience and a customer for it in that particular store. And so this is my first kind of like foray into it, so we'll see how it goes. And speaking of handmade ceramics and pottery, I got this mug. Someone actually was returning it, and it was on the back counter at Goodwill. And so I was like, is that for sale? And they're like, yeah, someone returned it. And I checked it over for chips. Doesn't have any, so always check if someone's returned something, because it may be because it was broken. But this was $3. I always sell handmade mugs anywhere from like $18 to $20 a piece. It's just one of those things that helps pay for rent. And so anytime I can find a really nice handmade mug that has like a good hand feel, I always pick it up. So I grabbed a couple things from Curiosities, which is the other antique mall that I have a booth space in. They were doing their big post-holiday sale, and one of the resellers there posted a picture of this from her booth, and I was like, oh my God, how did that not sell? So I immediately hopped in the car and went and bought it, because you guys know me and needlepoint, and anything that is holiday needlepoint always has a buyer. So I don't know, I'll probably list this. I'm gonna list, even though we're past the holiday, I'm gonna list it just to see if anyone wants it. Otherwise, I'll just hoard it until next year. I can't believe like all the Christmas I have left over, which is very little. I have to keep in a tote for a year. That's why I don't love picking up Christmas stuff, for that specific storage reason. But I will probably list this now, and if it doesn't sell, then it's going in a tote. I also picked up this trio of bells that were considered Christmassy, and you guys know bells are a seller. The people love to collect bells. These ones are particularly cute. I love kind of like the ridges on this one. They also have a very sweet sound, so it's just like a nice collection of different styles, if that makes sense. So I'll take the strings off, sell them as a trio. But yeah, I was really excited to find this pair, and the fact that the pair was considered Christmas too, which meant it was on discount. Okay, so last thing I'm gonna show you are these teeny tiny nativity statues that I picked up. No baby Jesus, just Mary and Joseph. Now, what did I buy this for? Obviously not for Joseph. Nope, for the 2 mini Mary statues. You guys know I collect Virgin Mary statues. I love religious artifacts, and I don't have many versions of her. And you guys know I love a miniature. So when I saw that little like grab bag for $1, I was like, I guess I need these. And I feel like that's a very fitting end to a year. Miniature Mary statues, because you guys know I love miniatures and religious stuff. So that's how I am ending the year in terms of all the things that I have picked up. So I feel like it's very fitting for me, especially if you watch my channel. Okay, so that's all I have to share with you today. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this mishmash of content, because it definitely was just a culmination of all the stuff that went on leading up to the holidays. And then of course, next year is right around the corner, and I have to do a lot of sourcing. I got to replenish my booth spaces, my Etsy shop. I just have so many things that I need to source. And so of course I'm gonna be taking you guys along with me. I'm also thinking about maybe filming a kind of year in review recap. I am like a goal setting nerd. I absolutely love learning what people have accomplished in a year span. It's just fascinating to me to see their business change, their life change, like what has transpired. How do they handle it? What would they do differently? And so I was thinking about filming that type of video about me as this like reselling content creator for this year, because where I started this year, especially with YouTube, and where I ended this year is just absolutely totally different. different in a good way, but also there are some drawbacks and some lessons learned in the process. So if you guys would be interested in that type of video, let me know, because I'm definitely considering filming it. Okay, so that is everything I have to share with you today. So thank you so much for watching, and I can't wait to see you in the new year. Take care.